All right, good evening. Happy Friday. This is a new format that I'm going to try out where I'm going to do top three headlines and we're going to talk about the weather going on around the world. So, this is your worldwide weather update for Friday, May 29th, 2026. Here are your top three headlines. We are watching the tropics in the Pacific. We have Tropical Storm Janmi that will be curving up towards Okinawa and eventually towards Japan early next week, expected to strengthen into a typhoon. Not a strong typhoon, though, which is the good news. And then we are watching for the potential for more development in the Eastern Pacific next week as well. Number two is that we have a heat wave that is letting up in north central India through this weekend. Red heat wave warnings remain in effect from Friday, but then they go away over the weekend. And then our heat wave lets up in the UK, but continues in Western Europe this weekend, and we have additional warnings for Europe. So, moving on to the tropics, this is Tropical Storm Jangmi in the Western Pacific Ocean. I can see that based on the satellite picture, it's not looking that impressive. It doesn't look symmetrical, which is good. It still has some room yet left to develop. It's not that strong, but is expected to develop later this weekend into early next week. Here is the official forecast from the Japanese Meteorological Agency. Here is the official analysis as of 21:35 UTC time, so about a few hours ago. It's still a tropical storm with max winds around 35 knots with maximum sustained wind gusts up to 50 knots. So still a tropical storm, but quickly expected to strengthen into a typhoon tomorrow and later this weekend, and eventually curve up towards the Japanese islands around Okinawa, and then eventually impacting southern Japan by early next week around Monday and Tuesday of next week. Still expected to be weaker when it moves through into a tropical storm and a subtropical storm. So biggest threats are going to be a few gusty winds and quite a bit of rainfall, but we still got quite a bit of time yet to narrow down the forecast. If we go back here and see what some of the current models are showing, Jamie, you can see that most of the model track guidance is pretty in good agreement that it's going to move towards Okinawa and then eventually towards the southern part of Japan, eventually skirting towards the eastern part of Japan. European and GFS models are in pretty good agreement there. And we do not have a intensity forecast, it looks like, so can't go with that. But here is the GFS ensemble forecast. And you can see all of these models are in pretty good agreement as to the location of the storm. So we're pretty confident that Jamie is going to track towards Okinawa and then eventually southern Japan. In addition, we are also watching the development for another tropical system in the Eastern Pacific. I know it may be a little hard to see here, so I'll circle the area right here. That's your area that we're watching for just off the coast of Mexico, between Hawaii and Mexico. Hawaii does not need to worry about that right now. I'll show you the models here in a second, but it's not expected to impact Hawaii. National Hurricane Center is giving it a 50% chance of tropical development within the next 7 days. And if we look at the weather models right now, here is the European forecast model. And we're going to be watching for this area right here. Hawaii's right in the middle of the screen there. And as we go forward in time to about Thursday, Friday next week, you can see that the European model is trying to have a tropical storm, maybe actually, yeah, that's a very weak tropical storm there, curving up towards the north before dissipating next week. If we go over to the GFS model, it has a pretty similar solution, trying to spin up a few tropical systems in the eastern central Pacific area. No threat to Hawaii, but we still got to keep an eye on these things. Will be an impact to mariners, though, in the central Pacific. And then moving on to our second story is our heat wave will be lighting up in central India. Here are your weather alerts for India for Friday. We have heat wave warnings in effect, red heat wave warnings, that is a level 3 out of 3 on their weather warning scale for north central India. And then we also have orange warnings there, that is a level 2 out of 3 on their warning scale for high temperatures and a few thunderstorms as well. And then as we go to Saturday, all of the red alerts disappear, and then we are left with just only orange alerts, and these are for thunderstorms, not for heat. You can see that here on the model forecast as we go towards, this is Friday. High temperatures are expected to be around in the upper 30s to around 40 degrees for your highs on Friday. But then Saturday, we're going to cool things down a little bit, which is why those weather alerts will be allowed to expire for your Saturday. and Sunday will pretty much be the same. So our heat wave in north central India will come to an end on after Friday. Real quick then, before we jump over to Europe, I want to show some warnings that we have for the Philippines. We have flood warnings in effect for the western part of the Philippines for your Friday. So just be mindful of that for flooding potential throughout the day on Friday. Now, moving on to Western Europe. Our third headline, our heat wave continues. These are your weather alerts for France on Friday. We have orange heat wave alerts for Western France. That is level 2 out of 3 on their weather alert scale, surrounded by a larger area of yellow heat wave alerts. That is level 1 out of 3 on the Meteor France alert scale. We do not have any weather alerts for the United Kingdom, but if we go throughout the forecast for this weekend, starting things off on Friday, you can see high temperatures are expected to be around 20 degrees, so a little bit cooler compared to where we were earlier this week, where we saw temperatures close to 30 degrees Celsius, which is almost 90 degrees Fahrenheit. As we go throughout the week, you can see the United Kingdom is a lot cooler compared to that, only seeing temperatures in the 20s for your daytime highs. But if you look over in Western France, we're expecting high temperatures in the mid to upper 20s, maybe even a few 30s on Friday and Saturday. And a little bit warmer there in Germany too, with temperatures in the 20s for your daytime highs. Also want to point out that we do have a thunderstorm watch here for northwestern Germany for your Friday from 9 to 18 o'clock, or 900 to 1800 hours for western Germany. So just be on the alert for possible thunderstorms. There are no warnings in effect. We just have a watch. Means that we have the potential for thunderstorms there. In addition, just want to take you real quick to any weather alerts that we have in Europe for Friday. The only other weather alerts that we have are some wind advisories out there for western parts of Ukraine and parts of Romania for some strong winds. But other than that, things should be pretty calm for Europe. Let's take a look at the future radar for Europe for your Friday. And you can see, we might see a few rain showers across Central Europe, but you do have those thunderstorms that we got to watch out for in Germany, and then a few more rain showers for Friday and Saturday, mainly for Saturday, though, in the northern part of Great Britain. But otherwise, maybe just a few rain showers for Saturday and Sunday in the southern Balkans, but things should be pretty quiet across Western Europe, or across Europe as a whole. Not too many weather alerts there. Alright, and with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this format of weather videos. I'm going to try and do the same format for the United States. Feel free to email me, DM me if you have any questions on social media. And always feel free to email me there at keystoneweather1825@gmail.com. Let me know what you guys think. And if there are any locations that you want me to, that you want the weather forecast for, I'm always happy to answer any questions. And with that, yeah, thanks guys, and maybe I'll be back tomorrow, or if not, then I'll be back on Saturday or Sunday. I'm pretty busy these next few days.